Imagine a thief, so subtle and patient that it begins its work years, even decades, before you ever realize anything is amiss. This isn't a plot from a suspense novel. It's the devastating reality of Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia, conditions that silently chip away at the very essence of who we are. Globally, over 55 million lives are directly impacted, with dementia standing as a leading cause of disability and dependency for individuals aged 45 and older. But here's the critical, often overlooked truth that could make all the difference. Dementia isn't just an inevitable curse of old age. Its insidious roots can begin to spread long before memory loss becomes glaringly obvious. What if you could spot the almost invisible footprints it leaves behind? Recognizing these faint, early warning signals isn't just academic. It's your power to potentially slow its advance, to bolster your brain's health, and to reclaim precious time. Don't let these 6 crucial, yet frequently dismissed, early symptoms pass you by. Understanding them today could reshape your tomorrow. Long before profound memory issues surface, the brain's struggle with dementia can manifest in surprisingly physical ways. These are not the dramatic collapses often depicted, but rather subtle shifts in how our bodies move and interact with the world. Clues that are all too easy to dismiss as simply getting older. One of the earliest, yet most overlooked indicators involves changes in posture and gait. Our brain is the master conductor of movement, orchestrating balance and coordination with intricate precision. As cognitive functions begin to decline, so too can motor control. You might observe someone, or even yourself, beginning to walk with shorter, more hesitant steps. Perhaps their feet drag slightly instead of lifting cleanly, or they develop a slumped posture, a subtle lean to one side. This isn't just about aesthetics. It reflects a deeper neurological shift. This can also translate into a newfound clumsiness, difficulty with tasks that require fine motor skills, like using utensils, buttoning a shirt, or even holding a cup steady, might become apparent. These seemingly minor adjustments in how a person navigates their physical space, perhaps experiencing more frequent stumbles or near falls, can be early whispers of dementia's encroachment. Another crucial, yet often misinterpreted set of early warnings lies in sensory alterations. Dementia doesn't just cloud memory. It can distort how the brain processes the world around us. Imagine experiencing difficulty judging distances accurately. Pouring a drink might become a messy affair, or navigating stairs could feel suddenly precarious. This is a sign of struggling depth perception and spatial awareness. Individuals might find themselves feeling disoriented in crowded places or bumping into furniture more often in familiar environments. Beyond vision, the sense of smell can also be an early casualty. A noticeable decline in the ability to perceive odors, particularly for specific types of dementia like Alzheimer's, has been well documented. Furthermore, our auditory world can change. Heightened sensitivity to noise, where everyday sounds become overwhelming, or a developing hearing loss, particularly in middle age, has a significant correlation with an increased risk of neurological impairment and later dementia. Untreated hearing impairment forces the brain to work harder to interpret sounds, leading to cognitive strain that can accelerate decline over time. Finally, a seemingly unrelated physical sign, reduced grip strength, has emerged in research as a noteworthy predictor. Studies investigating muscle weakness in older adults have found a compelling link between a faltering grip and an increased likelihood of developing dementia later in life. Difficulties opening jars, carrying groceries, or firmly grasping objects might be more than just a sign of aging muscles. They could indicate early neural alterations. This general frailty and decrease in muscle mass can lead to reduced physical activity, which in turn can expedite cognitive decline. Since physical activity and strength training are known protectors of brain function, maintaining muscle health is a vital and often underestimated component of staving off dementia. Beyond the physical, Dementia's early fingerprints can often be found in the more internal aspects of our being, our sleep patterns, our emotional landscape, and even the way we find our words. Sleep disturbances are a significant red flag and can be both a symptom and a potential contributor to dementia. While sleep patterns naturally shift with age, certain disruptions can signal underlying cognitive deterioration. Insomnia, characterized by difficulty falling asleep, frequent awakenings throughout the night, or waking too early feeling unrested, can be an early sign. Conversely, some individuals may experience excessive daytime sleepiness, feeling overwhelmingly exhausted and needing frequent naps, even if they've never been nappers before. More specific and alarming are conditions like REM sleep behavior disorder, where individuals physically act out their dreams, kicking, punching, or talking, which has been linked to dementia with Lewy bodies. Frequent, vivid nightmares or night terrors can also be early indicators of neurological changes. Sleep deprivation is a known contributor to brain inflammation and hastens cognitive decline, making the early addressing of sleep problems crucial for long-term brain health. Then there are the emotional and social shifts. Apathy, social withdrawal, and a loss of interest in previously enjoyed activities are profound early emotional indicators of dementia, often mistaken for depression or simply a part of aging. Individuals experiencing cognitive decline may lose enthusiasm for hobbies, work, or social interactions that once brought them joy. They might begin to avoid social gatherings or participate less in conversations when they do attend. You might notice a diminished emotional response to both happy and sad news, or a general lack of motivation to initiate tasks or follow daily routines. This emotional detachment stems from dementia's impact on the brain's ability to regulate emotions and social conduct. While sadness and apathy can appear similar, the apathy linked to dementia is often persistent and not necessarily tied to external life events. Perhaps one of the most widely recognized early signs is difficulty finding the right words, a condition known as aphasia. This struggle with language can manifest in several ways, often years before a formal dementia diagnosis. It might start with trouble recalling familiar terms or misnaming common objects. For example, calling a watch a hand clock. Conversations might become peppered with noticeable pauses as the person searches for the right word. They might unknowingly repeat the same words or phrases within a short period, or struggle to remember the names of even close family members. This isn't the occasional tip-of-the-tongue moment everyone experiences. It's a more consistent and frustrating breakdown in the ability to communicate effectively, which can grow progressively more challenging over time. Observing one or more of these early warning signs in yourself or a loved one can be deeply unsettling, but it's also a crucial call to action. The first and most important step is to seek prompt medical consultation. A thorough evaluation can help rule out other conditions that might mimic dementia symptoms, such as vitamin deficiencies, thyroid issues, or even prolonged stress. Early intervention is paramount because it opens the door to potential treatments that might slow cognitive decline. It also provides individuals and families with the invaluable opportunity to plan for the future, making necessary lifestyle adjustments and putting support systems in place. While there is currently no cure for most forms of dementia, a wealth of research underscores the power of lifestyle choices in significantly reducing risk and safeguarding brain health. Think of it as building a fortress around your cognitive function. Engaging in mentally stimulating activities is like exercising your brain. Learning new skills, whether it's a musical instrument, a new language, or tackling complex puzzles and strategy games, helps build cognitive reserve, a denser network of neural connections that can help the brain withstand age-related changes and disease. Regular physical activity is another cornerstone of brain protection. Exercise increases blood flow to the brain, delivering vital oxygen and nutrients, and promotes neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections. Aim for a routine that includes aerobic exercises like walking, swimming, or cycling, as well as strength training. Coupled with this is the importance of a brain-healthy diet. Diets like the Mediterranean and MIND, Mediterranean-Intervention for Neurodegenerative Delay diet, which emphasize lean proteins, healthy fats, like those found in olive oil and nuts, whole grains, leafy greens, and antioxidant-rich berries have been shown to support cognitive function and reduce inflammation. Furthermore, managing chronic health conditions plays a vital role. Conditions like diabetes, hypertension, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol significantly increase dementia risk. Diligent management of these conditions through medication, diet, and lifestyle changes is crucial. Lastly, never underestimate the power of quality sleep. During deep sleep, the brain engages in a critical cleansing process, clearing out toxins like beta amyloid, which are implicated in Alzheimer's disease. Prioritizing 7 to 9 hours of restorative sleep each night is a non-negotiable aspect of brain health. As dementia progresses, the initial subtle signs often evolve into more pronounced and unmistakable symptoms that significantly impact daily functioning. Recognizing these classic indicators is crucial for timely intervention and ensuring appropriate care and support. One of the hallmark symptoms is significant memory loss that disrupts daily life. This goes far beyond occasionally forgetting names or appointments. Individuals may consistently forget recently learned information, important dates, or events. They might repeatedly ask the same questions or tell the same stories, unaware they've done so moments before. Misplacing essential items like wallets, keys, or medications becomes frequent, and they may lose the ability to retrace their steps to find them. While long-term memories might remain intact initially, even cherished life events and the names of loved ones can fade over time, sometimes leading to a lack of recognition of close family members in later stages. Difficulty following conversations and a tendency to lose the thread of thought also become more common. The brain's reduced capacity to process, recall, and respond to information makes communication increasingly challenging. They might stop mid-sentence, unable to recall what they were saying, or struggle to find the appropriate words, often substituting incorrect or vague terms, e.g., calling an object that thingamajig. Concentrating, especially in environments with background noise, becomes particularly arduous. This can lead to frustration and social withdrawal as communication becomes a source of anxiety. Profound shifts in mood and personality are also characteristic. Someone who was once outgoing and cheerful might become irritable, suspicious, anxious, or withdrawn. They may lose interest in hobbies and social activities they once enjoyed. Depression and agitation can increase, especially in unfamiliar situations. In some cases, paranoia can develop, with individuals believing others are plotting against them or stealing their belongings. These changes are often more apparent to family members than to the individual themselves and can significantly impact relationships. Impaired judgment and problem-solving skills often lead to risky or illogical decisions. Managing finances can become difficult, potentially making them vulnerable to scams or impulsive purchases. Everyday tasks like following a recipe, paying bills, or organizing errands can become overwhelmingly complex. They might dress inappropriately for the weather, such as wearing a heavy coat in summer, or exhibit poor decision-making in situations that require assessing risk, like leaving the stove on or wandering out in unsafe conditions. Disorientation to time and place is another key indicator. Individuals may lose track of dates, seasons, and the passage of time. They can become confused about where they are, even in familiar surroundings like their own neighborhood or a frequently visited store. They might forget why they entered a room or believe they are living in a different era, referencing past events as if they are happening in the present. This disorientation can lead to wandering, which poses a significant safety risk. Repetitive questioning or behaviors are common. They might ask the same question repeatedly, even after receiving an answer, due to the brain's inability to retain new information. They might also engage in repetitive actions. While this can be trying for caregivers, visual reminders like calendars or written notes can sometimes help alleviate the behavior. Misplacing items in unusual places becomes more frequent and peculiar. It's not just about forgetting where they put something. It's about finding items in completely illogical locations: the phone in the refrigerator, keys in the sugar bowl, or shoes in the oven. They are typically unable to retrace their steps to find these items, leading to frustration and sometimes accusing others of theft. In later stages, hallucinations, seeing, hearing, or feeling things that aren't there, can occur, particularly with Lewy body dementia or severe Alzheimer's. They might see people who aren't present, hear voices, or feel sensations that cannot be explained. These experiences can be frightening and may lead to agitation or paranoia. Finally, in severe dementia, loss of control over bladder and bowel movements, incontinence, can occur as the brain loses its ability to regulate bodily functions. Individuals may not recognize the urge to use the restroom or may forget its location. This symptom often creates significant challenges for care and can be a turning point towards requiring more intensive support. For decades, the landscape of dementia treatment felt frustratingly stagnant, offering management of symptoms rather than tackling the disease's progression. However, recent years have ushered in a wave of cautious optimism, with significant advancements in research providing a glimmer of hope for those at risk or in the early stages of cognitive decline. Groundbreaking new medications, such as lecanemab and donanemab, represent some of the most promising developments. These drugs have demonstrated the potential to target and remove harmful beta-amyloid plaques from the brain, one of the primary pathological hallmarks of Alzheimer's disease. These innovative treatments belong to a class of drugs known as monoclonal antibodies. They are meticulously designed to identify and bind to these amyloid plaques, effectively tagging them for clearance by the body's immune system. Clinical trials have indicated that these medications can slow the rate of cognitive decline in individuals in the early stages of Alzheimer's. While they are not a cure, they represent a monumental step forward. For patients and their families, the prospect of slowing the disease's progression, even modestly, can mean more time with preserved cognitive function, a better quality of life, and a delay in the more debilitating stages of dementia. The future of dementia treatment is likely to involve a multi-pronged approach. Researchers are actively exploring combination therapies that target various aspects of neurodegeneration simultaneously, not just amyloid plaques but also other culprits like tau tangles. Gene therapy, aiming to address the underlying genetic factors that contribute to dementia, is another exciting frontier. Furthermore, brain stimulation techniques are being investigated for their potential to enhance memory and cognitive function. Despite these exciting advancements, the cornerstone of effective management remains early detection and proactive lifestyle intervention. Recognizing the initial subtle symptoms discussed earlier is paramount. Adopting brain-healthy habits, engaging in regular cognitive exercise, maintaining a balanced and nutritious diet, consistent physical activity, and ensuring quality sleep remains the most powerful tool individuals have to reduce their dementia risk and support long-term brain health. While the journey of research continues and future medications hold the promise of even more effective strategies, the power to make a difference starts today, with awareness, action, and a commitment to nurturing our most precious asset, our brain. In conclusion, while dementia presents a formidable challenge, understanding its early warnings, classic symptoms, and the avenues for prevention and emerging treatments empowers us. It allows individuals and families to move from a place of fear to one of proactive engagement, seeking timely diagnosis, implementing lifestyle changes, and accessing support. Paying close attention to these signs and consulting a medical professional with any concerns is not an act of paranoia, but one of profound self-care and foresight. The actions taken today can significantly influence brain health for many years to come.